When people talk about construction, they often imagine concrete, cranes, noise, deadlines, and stress. But the real construction begins much earlier, in silence. It begins in documents, in assumptions, in decisions that no one will see, but everyone will later feel. One of the most underestimated decisions in any project is how you define the design stages. Not the budget, not the contractor, not even the technology, but the structure of design itself. Because once you choose the wrong staging model, you do not just lose time, you lose control. This video is based on an article by the engineering company ENECA, published on October 2nd, 2020. But what you will hear now is not a simple retelling. It is an expanded reflection through the lens of BM, international delivery, tenders, failures, and responsibility. Because in FIDIC, HIV, DBO, and ONM, staging is not a formality, it is strategy. Why is design staging not a technical issue, but a business decision? Let me ask you something. The client says, we already have a concept. The designer, let's do it in one stage. The contractor will clarify on site. Everyone believes they are saving time, but what they are really doing is shifting risk into the future. Design staging is not about folders. It is about uncertainty. It is your insurance policy. Now let us look at the three main approaches. The first model is single-stage design. Not cheap, not small, not fast, technically simple. Everything is developed in one flow. No architectural stage, no decision gate. It assumes the scope is known. The client won't change, and the site is predictable. It works only where templates exist, where risk is low. In complex projects, every clash explodes into cost. Now, the classical model, two-stage design. First, define logic. Then, define construction. This separation is not bureaucratic. It is psychological. Because once stage C starts, changes are no longer conceptual. They are painful. They are expensive. They are slow. Two-stage design is the minimum structure required when technology is complex, stakeholders are many, approvals are difficult, or financing is international. For industrial facilities, the building is not the main object. The process is. Before you draw walls, you must define technology, process schemes, calculated loads, layouts, environmental impact, regulatory approvals. Here is how complex industrial projects are structured. Here, BM is not geometry, it is logic. For civil projects, the logic is similar, but the risk is different. Here, the main risk is not technology, it is people and regulations. This is why sketch design and approval become central. In industry, the process drives the building. In civil projects, the people drive the building. Now let us connect this with BM. BIM is not a model, it is a timeline of decisions. Single stage compresses BIM, two-stage matures it. Stages are not documents, they are risk boundaries. In international contracts, staging defines responsibility. Sometimes the staging logic is already embedded in the tender. When staging logic does not match the procurement model, teams fail before they start. Staging is the grammar of project delivery. Without stages, BM is just expensive 3D. One of the most dangerous arguments in projects is, we don't have time for two stages. But speed is not achieved by skipping structure. It is achieved by reducing uncertainty. Sometimes single-stage design is forced by politics or budget. It looks faster. It looks cheaper. It looks decisive. But it transfers all ambiguity into construction. Correct staging is possible only when the client has pre-designed documentation. Without it, staging is blind. Correct staging is not about efficiency. It is about honesty. The best projects are not loud. They progress calmly, because their risk was processed early. Any concept is feasible, but only structured concepts survive reality. If you choose your staging correctly, you are not just designing a building. You are designing confidence.